Here we go again, guys. Another sprint finish.
This is on. Oh, what a finish it is here.
And neck and neck.
Shannon Eckstein, this absolute out-and-out champion against Matt Poole, the boy from Sydney.
Incredible.
It's Eckstein in front. Poole's just behind him. Oh, over there. He bumped him out of the way. Eckstein's in the sand. Poole's got across. What a sensation.
What a race. I can't believe it's finished like that.
Eckstein shakes his head.
Matt Poole, so desperate to win a series.
Julie congratulates him. Wow. He's asking, did he push me?
Off the tape.
Wow, we're saying with the hand, was that a push?
They want to beat us at all costs. Andrew Book, the race referee.
I've got the flow.
This is deemed to be intentional by Matt Poole.
The tape might tell a different story.
The places can be reversed.
It's going to be Poole or Eckstein. Eckstein or Poole.
Welcome to Newcastle Beach for the Nutri-Grain Ironman and Ironwoman series. Heading into round 4 today after a controversial round 3. I'm joined by legendary Ironman Rhys Jury. Round 3, wow, controversial, wasn't it?
It was heavy. I haven't seen something like that for a long, long time, and I haven't seen a reaction from Shannon Eckstein ever like that. He's a pretty quiet guy, pretty humble, full professional, but he is filthy. He is angry, he is upset, and it's going to be interesting to see how he comes out and deals with it. But it was a big day for the sport, and it was a big day for Matty Poole as well. So it was a heavy situation, and a bit of a shame that it ended such a great race like that, but it's changed the mood of things, you know. The whole mood of the series has changed after that moment. There's a couple little camps going on and different opinions. So, yeah, it was a heavy day, and it'll be interesting to see how things pan out today.
It definitely seems like there's a bit of bad blood in there for sure with those guys.
Yeah, you know, they're two different characters, that's for sure. And a lot of stuff goes on out in the water as well, you know. It's a lot more physical than people realise. But, yeah, they're two different characters, and that's definitely changed the mood between them, that's for sure.
Let's have a look at the standings as well. Who we got in there? We've got Pooley in there. We've got Hurst in there as well. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, well, Pooley obviously made that jump up the ladder with that great victory. But Hurst, he was steaming home in that race as well. And he's got that look. I talked about that look in his eye the other day. He's really determined. He's looking fit, and he's really got that hunger back this year. And his swimming, of course, is fantastic. So those guys are really going to make a real strong push again today.
We're joined by Shannon Eckstein. Mate, round 3, controversial. How are you feeling coming out of that?
Oh, you know, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about it still. You know, I felt what Pooley did was illegal, and I thought it was pretty clear cut when I watched the vision that, you know, I was running for the line and got taken out from behind, and I don't know what sport you can do that.
Tactically, you seem to get out in front. You held your line. Were you expecting Pooley to come on the inside, or should you be expecting him to come on the inside?
I've got the inside line. He's got to go around me to win the race, and he probably thought he couldn't do that to win the race, and chose to jostle on the inside line where there was no inside line, take my legs out, put his arm on my back, and push me over. It's pretty clear cut. You can't do that.
And the lead up to that, out in the water, was there any build up? Were you clashing out there? Or was it just a fight for the line and
Yeah,
heat of the moment?
I think it was a fight for the line. You know, we weren't clashing too much out in the water. The final ski leg, I took him down the beach a little bit just to try and get off first and get a lead, because I know he's a faster runner. If I get to the turning flag, get the inside line, then I'm a big chance of winning, and I did everything I tried to do. But unfortunately, I felt something on my back push me to the ground, and I don't know what sport you can do that in except rugby league, and it was nearly high too.
Yeah.
Has it inspired you just to sort of giving you that driving force to go harder?
Oh, not really. I go into every race to win, and you know, maybe, you know, after 45, 50 minutes, it might be in the back of my mind to give that little bit extra, but I give my all every time I go out in the water.
Yeah. Shannon Eckstein, well, congratulations on round 3 anyway. I'm sure you're going to come out of the blocks going hard this time, mate.
Tough, thanks.
Good luck going into round 4 today. Let's check out the women's standings. Rhys, Courtney Hancock still out in front.
Yeah, Courtney, again, raced strong. She's got that determination and that hunger to do well, and she's got that fight. She was in a position where she was struggling, fought her way back in, and she's out in front. She's hanging in there.
Liz Plumer's right in the mix now, winning, unbelievable. This was the time that we were saying that she had to kind of, or any of the other girls had to make their break.
Yeah, 100%. I tipped Liz for the first 2 rounds, and I was waiting for Liz to do something, and she did that in this loop format, and she looked unreal and adapted to the conditions, and she had to do it. She had to throw a hat back in the ring to make a challenge to Courtney, and it's going to be a good race. Courtney's still out in front, but Liz is on the move.
Tough race going on there with the girls. We're going to throw to Ros Kelly on the beach.
Conditions throughout this series have been incredibly challenging for the athletes, but the women will be happy to see this. Finally, there is bright sunshine and it is warm for round 4. However, still a very, very big, strong wind, as we saw in round 3. Jordan Mercer actually had a very strong race in round 3. Jordan, do you have a lot of confidence going into round 4 now?
Yeah, I mean, it was great to have round 3 done and dusted, but some very tricky conditions. The wind is really pulling through now, and having our craft boards and skis out there, they're going in all sorts of directions.
Is it scary when that happens?
It is. It's just a matter of really staying composed and in control, because as soon as you sort of get the fear and the worry come in, things tend to not go so well. So it's a matter of keeping that power and having that assertive sort of strokes out and in through those waves.
Jordan, I'll let you go and get prepared. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Roz.
Don't go anywhere. The Ironwoman series coming up right after this. But first, let's see what it really means to be an Ironman.
I grew up looking at the guys on the back of the cereal boxes, wanting to be like them, wanting to be as fit and strong as those guys and have the skills that they do in the ocean.
To me, Ironman racing is me. It's my life, it's my livelihood, it's my family, it's how I met my wife, it's how I met my best friends.
To me, an Ironman is an extremely fit person, but also one that challenges the elements.
We are definitely some of the fittest athletes on the planet, and definitely our badge is the Ironman, and we wear it with pride.
You can watch the Ironman, the movie, and it's something where the guy's just the man.
Definitely helped me. I've come back and I'm fresh and I'm really enjoying it again. So before I left, I was struggling with the motivation to go training, to turn up and do the stuff that you needed to be able to race well. So it's really good to have that year off and then come back and then have a good win today. I felt like I raced really well over in Perth. I just sort of didn't get the results to reflect that. So it's good to come back and have the first win of the day today, and then hopefully back it up with round 4.
Welcome back to Newcastle Beach for the Ironman and Ironwoman series. Fantastic race for round 3 we had. Round 4, Elizabeth Plumers seems like she's really confident.
Yeah, look, that win was a breakthrough for her, and I think she is going to be the one to beat in this one as well. She needed the first 2 rounds, I think, to get a little bit of confidence back after having a year off. She found that, and she really dominated the conditions out here at Newcastle. So I think she'll take that confidence and she'll roll with it, and she'll be very hard to stop in round 4.
Can't wait to see that race. But first, let's go to Rebecca Creedy. She's down in the pro zone.
Today we've got some pretty tricky conditions. We've got the wind due to increase later on. Probably the main tactic that I think you'll find all the girls will be using is we've got the rocks over here on the point, that everyone's going to be using that in the rip to get out as quick as they can out the back and as safely as they can. With the wind, it's going to be a real survival of the toughest today, and you'll see a lot of the bigger, stronger girls coming through. So it's all going to be about who can catch that wave through to the beach as safely as they can. It's going to make a real deciding factor on who's going to be out in front.
Thanks very much, Beck. Not far from the start for round 4. Before we let you go to the commentary box, Reece, who is your tip?
Look, I think there'll be a few contenders today. There's people like Beck Creedy, I think, will have a bit of an impact. She's swimming really well, and I think she'll have a good race today. But I'm going to go back to Old Faithful and pick Liz Plumers. I think after that round 3 win, I should say, she's going to be very hard to stop, and she's my tip for the day.
All right, mate, you jump up to the commentary box alongside Trevor Hendy and Tim Gilbert. Over to you guys.
Yeah, well, the weather's fine, breezy, and of course it was Liz Plumers who did it so well last time. There's plenty of the young brigade that want to catch her. Courtney Hancock had a tough old time of it, still managed to come second last time, but Liz, she cruised.
She really did as we look at the course, and here we are, back to the M shape. We love this one. Spectators love it because you're going out the break so many times. Out on the ski, both sides, back on the board, both sides, and then out, swim back into the shore, around, back out again. That's 12 times in and out of the break. A lot can happen.
So we're on the start line here. Liz Plumer's the one to catch after winning the last race here at Newcastle. It was all about Courtney Hancock in the west, and we're underway.
Surely we've got to see Brodie Moyer come through at some stage in one of these races too here. She's too good to be held back for too long. As we see on board there with Courtney Hancock is held back. In the break, getting on that last moment. Whoa, stuck trying to get the paddle on the side, and that's Harriet Brown on her right as well. And two training partners stuck there in the shore break. Not a good start on M-shape, but plenty of time for these two to catch up.
As we're on board here with Amy Nerthen, who's punching her way out through the surf, you can see how much water's moving and sucking down towards those rocks and those waves breaking out the back on that outside sandbar.
And this southerly really blustering in from the right-hand side or the southern side, keeping those chops really hitting these girls, making it hard on the ski. Getting pretty close here on board with Hannah Minogue as she punches into that one, and that would have hit her right in the chest and stopped her for a moment.
What a great shot that was, to see how high those skis go up and in the air and through and over those waves.
So there we see those leaders, Devon Halligan, Elise Bennett, off to a great start, and Crystal Smith, we expect that from her to be sitting there. They'll be shortening their strokes up now as they punch into this wind, and these short chops, no big long ones, just short sharp ones to keep going.
Devon Halligan, a huge talent. Of course, her father was the best goal kicker, or one of the best goal kickers the game of rugby league has ever seen, Darryl, and she's got a lot of talent.
And he was a bit of an Iceman to seal a lot of games, wasn't he? There she goes a little bit sideways, just as you talk about her. Devon is a real potential superstar of the sport. Probably just needs that little bit of belief as she goes on a bit further, because she really is a special talent and a great young girl too.
Talk about belief. What about the look in Liz Plumer's eyes?
See her just come charging through the field there. That was a great shot as well. It's good to see Elise Bennett out in front. She's been paddling really well on the ski today. As Courtney Hancock struggling with the elements here. She's sideways.
And doing a great job of sitting up.
Hanging on, oh, hang on.
She's stayed on. Good job.
Holding a ski, that's the crucial thing. If you are going to come off that wave, you need to hang on to your ski.
As Moore goes sideways at the back, there's Brodie Moyer. I've put the kiss of death on her a bit earlier. She's knocked back. And not expect to see that of her, but we have a lot this season already.
And again, this is the tough part, you know, running around this inshore flag area with your ski into that wind. That is tough work. Very hard for those girls. And it's tough on this shore break again.
Bonnie Hancock just went around as we see her sister way back there, Courtney, back in an unfamiliar position for her. Tim, does that look as ugly as it does, you know, to you as it does to me?
Oh, it looks tough, and it looks very breezy as we see on board with Bennett, who's upside down there. Goodness gracious me. You mentioned it before, how difficult it is just to sit on one of these things.
Oh, no.
Sideways. Oh, she just got to loop the nose around enough. And just exactly as you're saying that, if you don't get that nose around, you get washed sideways. That's 17'6" long of sail that you sail back to the beach and you lose it. So she did a good job there, Elise Bennett.
Crystal Smith, we haven't spoken a lot about her, but she's just there or thereabouts every time.
She's so experienced, and especially when there is surf, her surfing skills are unbelievable. She's one of the best girls I've ever seen with the surfing skills, and that's showing out here today. But Hannah Minogue, she slipped up on the inside. She's a very good ski paddler, Hannah Minogue, and she's the younger sister of Josh Minogue, who's in the Ironman series.
Hannah Minogue from Bulleye Surf Club down on the south coast. They'll be cheering for her.
Yeah, most definitely. Again, Hannah and Josh, they're both from Thirroul, my hometown and the Mercer's hometown. So it's they love their Ironman stuff down that part of the world.
That is Wollongong area, just south of Sydney, about an hour or so, if you're not familiar with the territory. But a beautiful, beautiful part of the world.
Look at how much time and space it's taken to turn those skis around the last can in the back of that shot. Quite incredible, because the wind's literally holding them back from doing that. Here we go, Brodie Moyer back near the back of the pack. And somewhere back there is Courtney Hancock as well on the pink ski. We just saw at the top of the screen. But Hannah Minogue doing wonderful here.
That's a great shot. Really good ski paddling there. Good surf skills. She's going to hit the beach first, and that'll be great for her confidence. Obviously, her first year in the series. That's a great effort, and good to see Hannah out in front.
There she runs up the beach, and we see Devon Halligan sideways there, backpedaling, trying to get that nose pointing back to the beach. But Hannah Minogue at the moment doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, out in front, there's Liz Plumers as she comes through. Liz won the race last time, but Hannah's out in front. Forget about Danny and forget about Kylie. It is Hannah Minogue right at the moment, and she's doing the locomotion in Newcastle. Leading the way, we've got plenty more to come. Channel 9's Wide World of Sport, some of the colour and movement here in Newcastle. So many young sports fans here. It's fantastic to see them cheering on their heroes as Liz Plumers, on the subject of champions, is out in front. And there is Courtney Hancock. She is way back in the field. She's 12th at the moment. So if Liz Plumers can manage to win this one or get there or thereabouts, it does throw the title race, the series race, wide open.
I bet Hannah Minogue would love a snapshot of her name at the top of that little list there. Exactly right. This is race 4, round 4 of this 6-round series. And right now, if Liz stays there and Courtney stays there, this blows it wide apart. So this is pressure time right now.
Yeah, well, we saw Courtney had to fight back in the last round. She's really going to have to fight back in this one to put herself back in contention. But I definitely won't write Courtney Hancock off, that's for sure.
What does she have to do, Reece, in these conditions right now? You know Newcastle Beach. What does she have to do to get back?
Well, you have to limit your mistakes. You have to pick the right lines on the way out and limit your mistakes and keep that concentration level on at all times. As we see, Amy Nerthen turned the can and jagged a wave. And it's going to come up with the leaders. That's beautiful surfing.
Oh, and she's run right over the side of Liz there.
Oh, and Anna said, have some back.
And right back at Amy. How's this? This is a little bit of clashing as someone else rolling on the way out. Don't you love those waves when you turn the can, you get that and you have to squeeze in between someone else and go, hi, I'm here.
There's no better feeling than turning a can and getting away. You can have a rest, you can try and get that heart rate down. Crystal Smith, she's looking really good. She's mistake-free so far and picking the best lines.
That sort of argy-bargy might be a bit of an entree for later in the telecast where Toole and Eckstein go at it again.
It seems to be a bit of a flavour now. Argy-bargy is the word. You introduced it, Reece, and it's the word of this series so far.
Well, we've seen plenty of it, Trevor. So, and this short ump and these conditions are providing that and making sure that all these competitors are staying nice and close.
That was Courtney and her sister Bonnie side by side back there going around those flags back in the pack. So Bonnie wouldn't be enjoying being back there either, but Courtney's certainly unusual for her.
Yeah, well, you see Amy Nerthen in first, Crystal Smith second, and Courtney Hancock 10th at the moment. So a slight move to up a couple of places. Let's get to Roz on the beach.
Zane, a very different format for round 4. Can you please explain it?
So we call this one the M-shaped format, and especially today, it's a really skills-based format. They're going in and out of the break, so they go through the course twice for each leg, but they're going in and out through that wave zone for each discipline up to 4 times each. So, you know, it really is all about the skills, and these conditions are extremely tricky. And I think you'll see the athletes with the most skills and experience in the ocean come through.
Zane Holmes talking with Roz Kelly, giving a bit of an indication of how this all works. Someone that knows exactly how it works is Crystal Smith, Nathan's sister, and Nathan now a father, and Crystal a very proud auntie.
She's doing an extremely good job. You know, I talked about it earlier, mistake-free. Trying to stick the cap on. She said, no thanks, throwing it on the ground. She's looking great out there. This is perfect conditions for Crystal.
On a bit of a light note, that's the 3rd time I've seen in this series Crystal Smith flick the cap away. She needs to practice the putting the cap on part one way or the other. Liz Plumers in second, Amy Nerthen. Young girl is not so young now. She's been hanging around for a little while in 3rd place, and Geordie Mercer snuck up there into 4th.
Yeah, there's Courtney Hancock. Make your way through the field. She has come from 12th, now in 7th position, but it's all Crystal Smith right at the moment. The girl from Cronulla, an extraordinary performer. Her and Liz Plumers so close, and they're a bit of a duo. And you've got Courtney Hancock. So there's a good story in the men's and a good story here.
Yeah, and that was Bonnie Hancock dropping back there too, looking a little bit heavy. Her sister's gone straight past her. One's moved forward, one's moved back in the field. But here we see the waves going sideways all over the place. Look at that wave move right across underneath and no chance.
It's amazing how much water is moving at this time. And that, again, Crystal's taking full advantage of the surf out there. She's just getting little runs on the top of it. And here she goes. She's picked up a wave. That's great surfing. And a few others have picked some waves up out the back.
One of the senior competitors here, and she just is so fit, Crystal Smith. How does she do it?
I had a season off and wanted to keep fit and strong, and I had a couple of friends that were doing some CrossFit sessions, so I went along and joined them. I really enjoyed it, loved how it made me feel, loved how strong I was getting, loved how fit I was getting. So yeah, that was sort of a real reason why I wanted to come back and do the sport, because I wanted to see where I could go. It's really explosive exercises, so it's definitely giving me a little bit of an advantage. I don't know whether some of the girls will be doing these exercises or maybe pushing or pulling as much weight as what I'm currently doing. I've been doing the sport for 15 years, and I really have to do something to keep myself motivated. And CrossFit at this time is giving me that extra motivation and has really made me a more committed athlete. Outside of training, I work at Dolphin Surf Crafts. We manufacture boards and skis that a lot of the athletes use. Being an athlete and an owner of a surf craft company, it's probably not an advantage. More than anything, I'd probably put the athletes ahead of myself. I always try and look after them first. At the end of the day, it's a business that I'm very passionate about and hopefully something that I can continue doing once my sport's finished.
Crystal Smith still at the top of her sport, but watch what we're seeing here. That's Courtney Hancock on the right-hand side. She was back to 12th, came into 7th. Look at her now.
Yeah, she's chosen to run out on that right-hand side and picked up the rip where all the water's moving around the bank, and Crystal Smith is stuck. Courtney Hancock, Reese, she's hit this first can first.
That's unbelievable. I know I've been harping on about how good she's swimming this year, but that's unbelievable, that swim leg. To pick that rip and hit that can first, that is awesome. But there's a few waves coming through with a few back markers coming in on this wave.
Given a little chance to catch up, but Courtney just the lady of the moment here. And she's done well to ride the back of that wave for a little while too. Look how she's kept her head down, rode it out for a little while. That was a fantastic swim leg. And is she going to get picked up from behind? Here we go. Liz Plumers has come in. This is our great rivalry in the women's. It's getting closer here in this race too.
It's awesome. The skill level from these girls has just been tremendous. And again, that little body surfing, that's awesome. That's so hard to do.
There's Courtney Hancock, got the number 1 on the Cossies, and she's in number 1 position right now. 12th, 10th, 7th, top. Courtney Hancock first, Liz Plumers second, and in 3rd place, Rebecca Creedy.
What you don't see there is the little glow she's got on the inside, because she just runs around knowing, I did that, I pulled myself back into the lead. All that extra energy that comes now with Hope is going to be on the ski with her. So look out for Courtney here to do a really good job in this race. But of course, Liz Plumers won't want to see her get away from her.
Definitely not. And it's good to see Rebecca Creedy up there. Rebecca, she's been consistent, but she's probably a lot better than what her performances have shown this year. So it's good to see Rebecca Creedy up there. We're on board with Beck now. She'll be strong.
And Crystal, who was looking so fit in that package before, is just getting caught up on the surf skills on the edge at the moment. That shore break will get anybody.
Courtney Hancock, the pink with the gold glitter, the superstar of this sport for females, and there's Liz Plumers.
Liz has come up on her outside. She's taken the left avenue out and got that rip where Courtney's got a little bit held up. And Liz has brought this back to another. It doesn't look like a 2-horse race at the moment because Rebecca Creedy's right there. But we're used to seeing these two having a stoush too.
Well, they've been at it the first few rounds, hammer and tongs, and we see Maddie Dunn's up. Oh, Maddie Dunn's come off. Rebecca Creedy's, she's going sideways as well. We see Courtney Hancock pull off the back of that wave.
Courtney's pulled a safety job there. She's backed off as you see Rebecca Creedy come up behind. That could have been one of the skis in the back, but she didn't get it. And she's brought it straight, so she doesn't want to gamble with losing the ski.
Courtney struggled a little bit at Newcastle with the ski. She's really been having some battles with it, so she'll just want to get in safe. But Liz Plumers, she's doing a nice job out in front.
Yeah, Liz is in cruise control, the winner of the last race here in Newcastle, and she's just behind Courtney in the standings.
wonder if Courtney's tightened up a little bit with that big lead in the series and everything else. If she's trying to not be a normal free self, as we see Geordie Mercer, nose ploughs in, goes sideways. Oh, rolls off that wrong side that we talk about. If that was a bigger wave, that would take the ski away, but she's managed to hold on to it as they go back out. What do you reckon, Reece? Do you reckon she could be feeling the pinch or tightening up a bit and just trying to lock it away?
Yeah, well, pressure does that sometimes, Trevor. It can do funny things, but look, she's fighting her way through this and she's staying strong and she's hanging in there. But Liz Plumers, again, has got out pretty clean there. And Courtney, again, on the inside. And they're battling it out here.
Yeah, it's those three names again. Liz Plumers, Courtney Hancock and Crystal Smith.
One thing that really showed through early in the year, in the season, in the Coolangatta Gold was how good Liz Plumers is going on the ski, and we've seen it all season so far. She's absolutely flying on the ski. So look for her to make even a bit more of a move here and try and get a wave on her own. And she'll certainly be wanting that at this stage of the race.
See young Maddie Dunn again struggling. It's hard for some of these younger girls to hold on to these skis.
She goes sideways there. That's how impressive it is. She's done that a couple of times, yet she's still right in the front pack. So she's paddling sensationally, but a little bit of experience there. She rolls in and dips in on the inside. Doesn't lose the ski this time, though.
As Liz Plumers just cruises into the beach.
Rebecca Creedy coming off on that side, done a pretty good job.
What's going on here? That's Bonnie Hancock.
Oh, no.
She's visibly upset, isn't she?
Oh, has she been hit? She hasn't looked good today. Let's have a look. She's on the ski. No, she's distressed.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking when you see things like that. She's extremely upset.
Bonnie Hancock, a sad story here. We'll find out more of what's gone on after the break with Roz.
Racing's my forte. I always come into myself when I race and I always find that next level. Hopefully I can be out there and be out in front with those experienced girls.
Rebecca Creedy looking supremely fit. Oh, a little mini disaster there, but then she manages to grab it. But in second place at the moment is Rebecca. Liz Plumers out in front, Crystal Smith third, and Courtney Hancock. There she is, Courtney, in fourth position, and she's leading the way. It's a very different story to her sister Bonnie. Now, Bonnie's had her dramas. Let's find out what the latest is with Roz Kelly.
I've just spoken to Bonnie, who is incredibly upset and quite shaken. She says that she suffered with a lot of illness and chronic fatigue over the past 6 months and just didn't have the strength to continue out there, especially in these conditions. She is fine. There's no injury concerns, just very, very upset.
That's the human face of Ironman and Ironwoman racing, isn't it? They're really pushing the envelope all the time in training, and overtraining, one of the symptoms of it, looks a lot like depression as well. You really start to get down on energy and everything else. And poor Bonnie, beautiful girl, I'm sure she'll be back, but it's just been too much for this season. It shows you just how tough this sport is.
Yeah, most definitely, and we hope Bonnie has a speedy recovery as we get back to the race, and we see Liz Plumers again turn the can, and she's got onto a nice wave here. She's looking really comfortable out here today.
It's like a tale of many tales, isn't it, at the moment? You see what's happening with Bonnie, and then you see Liz just on fire, in rhythm with the ocean and loving every moment. It really can bring up anything for you, the ocean, but Liz Plumers is mastering it at the moment.
Well, Liz had her own sabbatical last year. She didn't compete. She's come back here, and Liz loves Newcastle. She won the last race here, and she's leading the way at the moment.
Interesting enough, she said she needed to go away too because it was just, she was too flat, she wasn't handling it. But there's Rebecca Creedy, great piece on her before, and extremely fit young lady, and what a wonderful swimmer she was as well in the pool, and she's really switched to Ironwoman racing well. Australian Ironwoman champion as well, incredible athlete there, and good to see her doing well again, Reece.
Yeah, she's a great girl back. She's got a great attitude. She'll tell you what she thinks, and she does a lot of good for the sport. So it's great to see her actually up the front and doing what she does best.
I think this is actually a field of girls that tell you what they think. These are Ironwomen. I love them. They're so honest, and they have to be every day. They have to be so honest with themselves and with each other around racing and everything else. They're really, really incredible human beings. It's lovely to spend time with them and see how great their attitudes are.
My wife must have spoken to them. There's Liz Plumers out in front. She gets on a wave.
I'm staying out of that one, Reece. What do you reckon?
No comment.
Come on, boys.
Crystal Smith turning the can. So we come back around, Maddie Dunn there as well. And it's really tight in those back few spots. And Courtney Hancock had made that little ski mistake. Look how far Liz Plumers is now out in front, just making the right choices and the right decisions.
And it's interesting to see Maddie Dunn's still hanging in there after making a few mistakes. Maddie Dunn's still in the picture here, but Liz Plumers, she's up running and increasing that lead.
As Liz Plumers cruises, Roz is on the beach with a very proud dad.
Darren Mercer, Ironman legend. Good to see you getting stuck in here, doing all the hard work for your daughter.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty tough here. I think the guys got it a bit tougher out there. It's for me, it's more nerve-wracking handling than actually competing. So I don't do too well here, but she's going okay at the moment. She's out the back. There's a bit of a set to hit the cans now, which has made things interesting, but it's going to be a tough in and out each time. It's going to be a big race.
What sort of advice did you give her, considering these conditions? It's very windy.
I basically just got to try and stay aligned and you know, don't panic. If you get behind, there's plenty of chances to come in and out through the break to get out in front again. But look, she's doing really well at the moment. She got a fourth the last race, and you know, we're just looking for a strong, solid result today.
You must be proud.
Oh, very proud.
Makes you feel old?
Well, I had a birthday through the week, and yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh, good, good to see you get back out there again.
Sometimes I feel like it, but when you see these guys going around now, they go pretty quick. But you know, I still enjoy it. Love it.
The girls are coming in. I'll let you go.
Thank you.
Makes us feel a little old as well. Darren, one of the great blokes, great competitors at Trev. You went toe-to-toe with him a few times.
And I see so much of Darren and Geordie Mercer, just the look on her face and the glint in her eye, and how good a board paddler she is. She's been beating the boys right through juniors and everything else. Really outstanding talent. But back to this race, look at how incredible this little lead of Liz Plumers is. The girls are really going to have to do something special to get back onto her.
So we see Courtney Hancock.
She's missed a wave. That's the first wave she's missed.
That's unusual. She's missed that one. As you say, here's another little chance to pick this up here, but she's not getting that either. Over on the right-hand side, that will be Maddie Dunn, who's ridden a little one back next to Courtney as well.
So we're reaching an interesting time here. Not long to go. Liz Plumers is out of the water. We've just got one swim leg to go, and then we'll have the winner of this race in Newcastle. So it's Liz Plumers first, Maddie Dunn second, Crystal Smith third, and Courtney Hancock in fourth position.
Maddie Dunn, gee, she's impressive for a young girl. Beck Creedy, she's up there too. She's a renowned swimmer. She's not out of it. Amy Nerthen, she's swimming well too. So this is a great tight race. And look at the rate of Courtney Hancock. They're at it.
When you have a world-class swimmer like Beck Creedy, being sort of caught and passed by these girls, you really know how good they are. Maddie Dunn is making a massive move here on the left side. Crystal Smith over on the right. Liz Plumers further over on the right, our current leader, but she's almost going to get caught here by Maddie Dunn. She's flying out.
That is an awesome swim. And look how tight they are.
Oh, here we are. They're almost on each other here at the can.
They go around.
Sensational little bunch up here. The top four is Courtney Hancock right behind him as well. And Beck Creedy, here's the wave.
Oh, Liz! Oh, Plumers! She's caught the wave and left them in a wake. Can you believe it? They're all together and she just kicked again.
Maddie Dunn had her hands on Liz Plumers' feet and almost ran up her back. We'll see this as she comes around. She's right behind her. Hand runs up her back.
Oh, almost like she gave her a little push.
That's so close. That's what it comes down to in this. And look how well she's ridden this wave right into the middle of the gutter. Hats off to you, Liz Plumers.
Oh, Liz Plumers, she has not taken that smile off her face since she came to Newcastle. She strolls out of the water, wipes the hair back. There'll be a few high fives, I think, on her way around. Liz Plumers back-to-back in Newcastle. Extraordinary performance from this wonderful athlete, and it throws the whole series open, wide open. Plumers and Hancock.
Oh, so here we see Crystal Smith's going to run up in second place and hold Courtney out. Courtney might be able to get into third in front of Maddie. Let's see what happens. This is big for the series. It's going to be 2 wins for Liz Plumers and 2 for Courtney Hancock. Rebecca Creedy comes past Maddie Dunn at the finish. Oh, we're set up for a huge series here. 2 rounds to go. Look at this as Beck Creedy crosses. These girls are sensational.
And these girls are spent. Elizabeth Plume is exhausted.
Liz Plumers winning back-to-back in Newcastle, just ahead of her great mate Crystal Smith. And there's Courtney Hancock in third. Great performance by Maddie Dunn in fifth. Harriet Brown seventh. Bennett, Halligan, Bull, And another Brodie Moyer performance that she won't be happy with, finishing with Emma Dick, Hannah Minogue, Jordan Mercer, and our thoughts, of course, with Bonnie Hancock.
Well, Liz, congratulations, back-to-back wins.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. Definitely a big confidence booster, but it's now time to recover and get ready for the next round.
Well, you've returned with a vengeance into the series.
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, I felt like I raced really well over in Perth, but the results didn't come, so really happy with the last 2 rounds.
And this really fires up the championship race because you've got 2 wins and so does Courtney Hancock.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real battle now. I think Courtney, Crystal and myself, it'll be a real battle going into the final 2 rounds.
Hungry?
Definitely.
Good luck, see ya.
Thank you.
So this is the way it looks. Courtney Hancock 72, just 4 ahead of Liz Plumers. Crystal Smith on 64.
Our point score system means that's only a place and a half as we look down. Jordan Mercer in 7th. Harriet Brown pretty consistent. Emma Dick the first year doing pretty good there too.
And a huge surprise, Brodie Moyer in 14th.
Trevor Hendy and Tim Gilbert, thanks very much. Reese, women's Elizabeth Plumers up there on top.
That was a fantastic race. I really like that M-shape format. The lead was changing back and forth throughout the race. But once again, Elizabeth Plumers, her experience and the way she handled those conditions out there today, that's what gets her, and she's super fit. Outstanding performance.
She was right up there. Also, someone who's right up there, but she was at the back at the start, is Courtney Hancock. She tended to move her way up. She got into about 3rd position, went back and came back again. What was going on there?
Yeah, like I said, it's one of those races where the lead changes back and forth. But you're right, she fought her way back up into that top 3 again. Another outstanding performance, and her skills and her swimming brought her back into that's for sure.
Yeah, it was a great performance. Elizabeth Plumers, congratulations. Stick around because the Ironmen are coming right up.
Doing it at all. I don't apologise.
Welcome back to the Nutri-Grain Ironman series at Newcastle Beach, and it's really down to 2 men at the moment, Poole and Eckstein. Wow, I mean, round 3 was crazy. We're getting straight into it.
It's going to be heavy. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a matter of who gathers their thoughts, who lets the emotions settle. I don't know what's going to happen because there's other factors. There's surf and other competitors that come into the whole picture. So it's going to be so interesting. I'm excited about it.
Kai Hurst is one that's sort of just been behind those guys all the time, just chipping away. How do you think he's going to go?
I think he's going to go really well. And I think it's an opportunity for guys like that to pounce at the moment because both Shannon and Pooley, their emotions will be up and it would have drained them a little bit, you know, all this drama going on around. So it's a great opportunity for guys to sneak under the radar, so to speak, and take an opportunity and pounce on it and try and get a win up over those guys.
It could be someone like Kai's day. Speaking of Kai, Ros Kelly is right on the beach with him now.
Kai, is that athlete's tent pretty tense right now?
No, you know what? After round 3 and what happened between Matt and Shannon, you know what? It's one of those things that if you guys could see what happens around the cans, you'd think that was absolutely nothing. And I think at the end of the day, that was nothing. It was just one of those turning incidences that, you know, I guess when you're vying for a position and especially first place, that you put your body on the line and that's what Pooley did. And unfortunately, I think he might have had a bit more pace than what Shannon did on that corner, and he just got the worst of it. Shannon did.
3rd place for you. You've had a podium every race this series. You've still got it.
Thanks, Ross. You know, round 4 and 5 are going to be the 2 big rounds. It's going to be a test, and especially in conditions like this, there's not much out there, and I was really hoping for a wave. But I think, you know, I've done enough work, and I think I'm fit enough.
I'll let you go warm up. Thanks, Kai.
No worries. Thanks, Roz.
Thanks, Roz. We're just about to get into the men's. We've got the M format today. Can you tell us about that race?
Yeah, look what the competitors will do. They'll go out around the can, turn around, come back in around a couple of turning flags on the beach, head back out around another can before heading to the beach and starting that through all the legs. So it's what they call the M shape. There's a lot of in and out of the break and a lot more turning around cans today. So with all the tension that's going on, it's going to be interesting to see how things go around those turning markers and see how much argy-bargy there is.
After round 3, could be a lot going on with that bad blood as well between Eckstein and Pooley for sure.
Yeah, look, I think the guys are professional enough and they'll know the spotlight will be on them. It's always pretty clean, but things get heated out there. It'll just be interesting to see who deals with the whole situation and see what happens out there.
It's going to be an interesting race. Let's throw down to the pro zone with Matt Poole himself.
Round 4 today is the M-shaped format, and when you break that down, that's 18 times in and out through the surf. The man with the best surf skills is certainly going to dominate today. When you look in the northern corner here beside the rock shelf, there is a deep rip current that is ripping straight out the back towards the cans. This is basically a free ride out for the athletes, and everyone will be jumping in trying to capitalise on this. I think the guys with the surf skills, you're going to see the old guys like Shannon Eckstein, Wes Berg and Kai Hurst will really be playing a bit of wisdom and their skills into their hands today and using that to their advantage. It's going to be a tough, hard-fought battle, and I'm looking forward to it. Let's go.
Thanks, Pooley. Don't go anywhere. Nutri-Grain Ironman coming right up.
There's not a time to ever say sorry, my friend. You can't be saved out with your tongue, 'cause I knew that I worked it out.
I mean, it was never pretty. You never want to see someone you look up to and respect hit the deck on the final finish like that. As far as I'm concerned, it was fair racing. It was good, hard, tough racing, and, you know, I'd do it again. I don't think it was wrong. I'm not going to apologise. The race committee made a decision, deemed it fair after reviewing it, and then he appealed it. They went back and said it was fine again, so I was pretty disappointed with the way it all sort of the whitewash of it all, but, you know, I put it in the bank, a little bit more motivation to come out and to keep showing that I can push the pace and stick up there. At the end of the day, I won. He took second, so it's not often that happens.
Welcome back to Newcastle Beach for the Ironman series. We are just moments away from kicking off round 4 right here. Reece, what's your tip, mate?
This is a really, really hard one. I'm a bit confused, I'm a bit flustered because I don't know what's going to happen out there today. But I am going to go with Shannon Eckstein. It'll be interesting to see how he deals with the whole situation, but I've never seen him in a stake like this, so I don't know what's going to happen out there, but I think he's going to win.
It's going to be fireworks, mate. You get back up to the commentary box. It's going to be with Trevor Hendy and Tim Gilbert. Take it away, boys.
Yeah, certainly a bit of tension about the tent, Trevor. You've been in there many, many times. You can just tell, can't you?
Oh, tension and excitement in the commentary booth as well. Waiting to see this happen. Matt Poole runs down the gladiator from our last round. Shannon Eckstein coming through. As we look at the course, this is the M shape. Classic one. This is 18 times, Tim, in and out of the break. So first time, ski out to the left of the M, back out, then aboard, back out both sides, and swim out and back both sides as well. M shape, lots of times in and out of the break.
Yeah, we're going to see some pumping and grinding here. There's no question. There's Matt Poole. Shannon Eckstein. What is going to happen here? Newcastle, the Nutri-Grain Ironman series, and there's Poole. He struggles straight away.
And don't be surprised if a little bit of swell comes up. Shannon Eckstein almost leans out of the ski then, but great skills. The swell's been building a little bit this morning, and I think we might see it peak as this race goes on.
You can see again, guys, that short arm playing its part in today's racing. They're going to have to try and get on nice and clean every time they go out through that shore break.
I don't think I've ever turned up to Newcastle Beach and seen the same conditions twice. It's always a little bit different here. Swell comes from lots of different directions.
Whoa, look out.
Surprise, that's Matt Poole and Shannon Eckstein.
We're back on, and the wry smile from Shannon too. It looked like I'm ready for the battle.
Is that a sign of things to come?
We'll wait and see. Hayden White, great ski paddler out in front there, got a great turnaround.
Matty Bevilacqua, again, a couple of young guys really having a crack at this first ski leg, and they're doing a great job. Hayden White's been strong on the ski this year.
Kane Eckstein in third and Dane Farrell right in behind there. So three of the young guys out in the top four at the moment. Great start for them.
Well, I suppose while this fight in the background, I mean, fight's probably a strong word, others may be able to, watch it here. Where's Kane Eckstein? There's
Mitchell Miller on the other side.
Come through on Kane. He's going to take this late. So that...
Whoa! Oh, and over he goes. Kane Eckstein and Matt Poole.
Oh, obviously that wasn't deliberate, but it's Eckstein and Poole again right at the start of this race. Kane's taken this late, so his rudder's gone out the back of the wave. He's got no steering. He's going to be ploughed off to that side. Underneath Matt Poole's ski, he'll be checking that. He'll be looking, wondering whether he's damaged the ski.
Was that completely accidental?
I would think so. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Look back out there, guys. Look at that. That's 4 skis sideways, all from that one swell. Shannon Eckstein, no problems for him. Nathan Smith, side by side. And that's a good wave of 6 or 7 competitors coming through.
And this is where things get interesting. Look how much argy-barger is around this first turning flag, especially with these long skis and this short ump. That's going to be so tricky today. And you want to get on nice and clean and try and get back out into that smooth. Look at that, cooling on the back of Kai there. Here we are through Nathan Smith. He seems to have got on nice and clean. He's out and he's off. Paddling very well.
Talk about pick up where we left off. Shannon Eckstein, Matt Poole, Kai Hurst straight away in that position. Throw Hayden White in there, Nathan Smith as well. And we're in for a great race.
Look, Trev, you won a lot of races over a lot of time. You have blokes that wanted to knock you off. Were you ever in this situation like the Shannon Eckstein is today, where you've gone through a bit of a drama and how desperate you are to win?
I had a little clash once with Guy Leach, which we both laugh about now, where he ended up getting the nod on the day and fell over the line a couple of times between us. But when you look back after all these years, as Matt Poole and Shannon Eckstein will, I'll look back and remember what a magnificent time that was to actually have that, you know, combative element in the sport, and actually their rivalry will go on and on. I'm sure we'll see it again today. It's great for the sport and it's great for them as well. It really spurs them on.
You can see how close again around those outside turning cans, how close everyone gets, how hard it is to get a stroke in. It's a little bit calmer out there today, but there's still some really nice runners, and the guys are doing a great job on the way back in on their skis.
Well, we saw Kai Hurst mention that in an interview he did with Ros Kelly just a little while back in our coverage, and he mentioned he went back to what happened in that last race, the argy-bargy, the bump and grind, and the eventual win to Matt Poole. He goes, if you saw what happened out the back, that's nothing.
Yeah, well, you know, what happens at the cans stays at the cans is the old Ironman saying, because it all happens underwater, but there's lots of punching, grabbing, pulling and all sorts of things going on. We always say it's fair at the end of it, and it all evens up, and the ocean levels you out if you really get ahead of yourself.
And there he is in front, Matt Poole, Nathan Smith, Shannon Eckstein.
That Hayden White done a great job there. Mitch Miller will be enjoying being back up there. Kendrick Louis a little quieter in round 3 after winning round 2, but right there, Kai Hurst as well as we go back through the field. You wouldn't want to be near the back of the pack in this M shape because it takes a little bit to get back when you're going in and out the brakes so many times.
It's great to see Matty Poole out in front, laying down and putting the pressure on nice and early in this race.
We just saw that roll by. Tannen Linden and Kane Eckstein, 15th and 16th. So Kane, an absolute superstar of the sport. Not short course, not his greatest thing, but he's actually won this series with so much short course racing. He's an incredible athlete, but right at the back at the moment, and Tannen Linden 15. Don't expect those guys to stay there. They will move through given a chance.
Just goes to show though, Trevor, just making one little mistake can have such an impact on your race. You know, Kane should have really come off in the first runners there, but he made that one little mistake and he's ended up where he is at the moment.
Obviously that was Tannen was one of the other 4 skis that went sideways. But back to Nathan Smith. Nice little head down, puts the weight on the nose, releases the tail, gets onto that run, and now sits back to get the nose back out so he doesn't nosedive.
Some great underwater shots here in the Ironman series, and Ros was on the beach with this a little earlier on.
And their toys. This year, Wide World of Sports has brand new camera innovation. Reece, what on earth is this? It looks like it's landed from outer space.
Let's go down and have a look at it, Roz. It's called a Sea Bob, and our water cameraman, Dwayno, or Action Man as they like to call him sometimes, is out in the water all the time on this. This machine is bringing us shots that we haven't seen before in Ironman racing. It's been a real asset to the series this year.
And it looks like a lot of fun. I know you're dying to have a spin.
Let's get out there.
much fun.
It's unbelievable. It's a little bit hard to judge how deep you've got to go with it. The pressure of it when you're underwater, how fast you're going, it's crazy.
Great to have your company on Nine's Wide World of Sports, and there he is, Matt Poole. He has been one of the key players over the last few weeks here.
Oh, that shot of Mitch Miller was sensational. Bounced in the shore break. Look at the boards going everywhere. There's Mitch running around now, just behind Shannon Eckstein. Kendrick Lurie recovering. Kai Hurst right there, and Hayden White as well. Wow, a lot of action for a tiny little shore break right on the edge.
Yeah, and it's going to be so crucial, isn't it? Just one little mistake on there, you lose your board. It could cost you big time, but as we see, Kai Hurst, that was a great picture, punching through that nice little shore break again.
I just love these shots. Often you don't get to explain to people what it feels like when you're punching through those waves and the whole thing goes over your head and you have to duck under it and get yourself in a streamlined position. Something that the viewers at home don't often get to appreciate or understand until they see it from that angle. It really is marvellous.
What does it feel like?
Oh, quite incredible. It's quite exhilarating. If you're in a good position in the race, it feels a lot better than if you're in a bad position.
Yeah, I've been dumped a few times. That's about it. And what about Nathan Smith? I suppose if you'd been away from the sport for 3 years and this is the first time you've watched it again, you'd think nothing had changed. But the guy hasn't been competing. It's extraordinary that he's out the front in this race.
I really think so, and even what we're talking about, you know, the ocean, you have to go with it sometimes and punch through it, but you have to respect it. And Nathan Smith's even done that in life. You know, he's grown up, got married, had his 2 beautiful daughters, gone away from the sport for 3 years, allowed himself to go away permanently, he thought, and then got asked, do you want to go back? And he said, of course I do. And he's followed the ocean back again, and here he is racing with the greatest of all time, Shannon Eckstein. So sensational to see him doing so well.
Bit of Wes Berg, close up and personal. Wes still sporting an injury that he suffered last time round.
That's a good lead for Nathan Smith. He's got a nice little buffer, but here we go. Cooley and Eckstein at it again.
Zane, a lot of drama and controversy in round 3. How's the official team pulled up? There's so much pressure on them.
Yeah, look, it was a bit of a tough day in round 3, but look, we're pretty confident the correct decision was made, and it's created a bit of tension, which is also going to make for some interesting racing in round 4.
Have you noticed the guys are a lot more fired up for round 4?
Yeah, I think there's definitely the rivalries strengthened, you could say, and Pooley and Shannon will be fighting it out pretty hard in this one.
It's very exciting. Thanks, Zane.
It's great, thanks.
Zane Holmes was reasonable at this sport himself.
He certainly was, and I'll tell you what, he had a lot of incredible races and clashes with Shannon Eckstein over World Championships and Australian and Nutri-Grain races and everything else. It's great to see him down there leading these guys so admirably and doing a great job of it.
Wouldn't be an easy job, would it? Like, in control of the whole thing. So many variables at play.
Nothing to do with that decision from the last round was easy, that's for sure. With Shannon Eckstein and Matt Poole, both camps were very, very passionate about who was right and wrong.
Look at this great body surfing from Nathan Smith, showing all his experience and skills right there. And to milk that all the way to the shore, that was awesome.
That was fantastic. He just about did the perfect thing, didn't he? Nailed it the whole way through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people on that wave, and an 8th picked up on the side. Shannon Eckstein has just dropped off the back of it. What a wonderful job there as the boys come all the way through. Mitch Miller's going to stand up here, and as well as Cam Cole on our left. Wonderful job. Reigning Australian Ironman champion, swim leg not being his strongest. He's done a great job there.
Yeah, that's a great swim from Cam Cole. And it just goes to show you those few little waves that break every now and then make a huge difference in this race. Rather than the bigger surf that's breaking out all the time, be consistent, these little ones that pop up every now and then make a huge difference.
Nathan Smith keeps looking around. Is he a bit surprised that he's out in front? A few times now he just looked behind him and thought, OK.
I hope not, because sometimes you do have that, you kind of have this thing where what you focus on, you attract. If you start looking behind you and wondering why you're out there, next minute you're back in the pack. You don't want that to... He wants to be visualising himself getting further and further in front, having this big gap, rather than being surprised. He's a seasoned competitor and he's fantastic, but it's been a while out. Maybe he is a little bit surprised.
You can see this large pack of guys chasing down Nathan Smith. He's got this great lead, but the pack is so tightly bunched behind him. That's amazing.
And what's fascinating is those 7 or 8 guys chasing Matt Poole and Shannon Eckstein are side by side like an elastic band.
Well, here he is here. He's just trying to get this wave. They look like they're going to catch him pretty soon.
Oh.
No, he jumped on that last bit.
Wrong timing. He stood up just at the wrong time. Very, very difficult. Not his fault.
Look at this.
And they're 5, 6 people going to come through on Nathan Smith.
It's a great wave.
He'll probably stand up just in front of them. No, he's going to pick it up with them. Or not. There you go. That just shows you. That's surf lifesaving. That's Ironman racing. That's what happens. There's our leader, Nathan Smith, but he's going to be picked in this little run part here as Mitch Miller does a wonderful job to catch up.
Yeah, Mitch Miller, as Nathan Smith throws the goggles away. We've got a new leader.
That's a much better result or position for Mitch. He's really struggled the first few rounds, so Mitch really needs to throw his hat back in the ring today, and he's doing that.
Also, Wes Berg grabbing the ski right behind as we see Mitch's onboard camera. Shannon Eckstein, there he is, coming up on Mitch's right as they punch through the shore, and there's Matt Poole. Dropped a little bit back from Shannon, so the elastic band's broken for the moment.
Tannen Linden, Kane Eckstein on this shore. Poole just creeping over that little shore break, trying to catch up. There's Shannon Eckstein. He's now in the lead again, back to his normal position.
It's a bit of an amphitheatre here, Tim, to race at Newcastle Beach. You see the high rise in the back, the hill wraps around, it attracts all the swell into it. See a great shot of the road that winds up on the hill in the background. Really special kind of feeling to race at Newcastle, particularly when there's swell, and there's enough here today to make this interesting. This race, 18 times in and out, is going to get really interesting as they get a little bit more tired near the end.
You mentioned a few weeks ago, and we were talking about the Smiths Beach race, how Shannon Eckstein was happy to be in the pack, but guys like Matt Poole and others would want to be at the front. Right at the moment, Eckstein is at the front, but Poole is 5 or 6 back.
I think there becomes this calmness to you when you're used to being at the front. Shannon's pulled it off from so many different places, as we see these 4 streak onto a little run that will turn into a wave, where Matt's wanting to get to the front, so it's a little bit more erratic at the moment. As he gets that maturity and everything else, he'll probably be more permanently at the front.
That's a nice little wave for those guys, giving them a little buffer zone, but I think just closely behind, I think it's Matty Poole in the next wave with a couple of other competitors. So this is where it gets nice and tight again, around that tight turning flag.
Explain what that's like, Reece, running around those flags with your ski in your hand.
It's extremely hard. Those skis become really heavy, you know, halfway through a race. And look at that, it's nasty on the edge. You've got to watch your ankles and watch your legs because they get swept out from underneath you. Look at that.
Oh, different leaderboard at the moment. Miller, Berg, Poole on the second page.
Lost the paddle, lost the ski, didn't lose contact with him, but here we go again. Shannon Eckstein having to push over this. That slowed that whole front pack back to the second pack, and now all of a sudden you can have 9, 10 competitors all within 2 waves of each other.
Once again, that little shore break is having such an impact on today's race.
Well, there's a bunch of superstars, including the young ones like Tannen Linden, who was one of the stars of the deep water. You can't take the smile off his face, despite the way he's going so far.
It is always sort of a bit of intimidating, like being the youngest there, but it doesn't really worry me too much. Coming out of deep water, you know, I felt a fair bit of pressure, like with the whole, got to go on the trip and I was the youngest there, and I don't know, coming into the series, like getting through the trial first was just epic, and then I expected a fair bit out of myself, but I don't think many people expected much out of me, and you know, I'm pretty sure this year I've stepped it up as much as I can. Being in the ocean is just everything I love, like anything to do with the ocean, from spearfishing to surfing to just going out for a body surf, that sort of stuff, you know. I'll be doing that every day no matter what, even if I wasn't doing the sport.
Oh, you're on Tannen!
That's a good fish.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've had a few good races under my belt, and you know, I'm getting better and better, so I'm just going to keep trying and just you know, eventually I will. I'll pip him, I'll get him, I'll beat him.
Tannen Linden, what does he need to do?
I love what he's doing already. I think if he just keeps exactly what he said, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he will break through. I saw him right before the Australian Ironman final last year, sitting at the back, and a lady beetle landed on his shoulder, and he nursed it back to the beach because he said, this is my lady luck. He went on to be a sprint finish with Cam Cole. I love the kid. I think he's on the podium for attitudes, that's for sure, and I think he'll get there.
Yeah, he's such a lovely young kid, and I think if he just has that belief about himself, which I think he's slowly getting, as we just see Wesy Berg give us a spray. They're looking all pretty comfortable there.
Oh, a little bit of a slew.
Whoa, I spoke too early.
Here we go, the kiss of death.
That's not comfortable.
There we see it, Mitchy Miller slews off to the right and doesn't handle that too well, and then it bucks him off the other side.
That, of course, is the voice of the great Trevor Hendy, while many in this field look up to Shannon Eckstein. I wonder who he looks up to.
People talk about myself and Trevor in the same light. You know, he's a hero of mine growing up. We used to watch him on TV and swim out here, Kane and I, trying to be Trevor Hendy out in the canal after we watched him on TV. So he was my idol, and he will always be the greatest in my mind.
Shannon Eckstein, Nathan Smith, Wes Berg, Matt Poole. They're our top four. Then it's Hurst, Miller, Minogue and Trembath. We're in Newcastle.
They're all veering that little bit left him to head towards that rip. It's still running there. And Kane Eckstein, who was last at one stage, has come back into around that top 10. And great shot of these four guys paddling out. That's really bunched up that front pack.
Four great board paddlers right there too, Trevor. They're probably four of your best board paddlers over a lot of years there too. So this will be interesting to see if they can build on this from here and go on with it, because they should be pushing each other along.
Wes Berg, great to see him there. Really copped a hit in the last round in the backside from that board from behind, and actually really hurt him. Created quite a problem for him. Recovery's been not great since then, so great to see him up there. He's one of the ones in surf lifesaving that many people think should have won 4 or 5 Australian board titles by now. He's that fast on the board, and there he goes, just demonstrating as he takes off.
He's really pushing. It's just going to fill up on him. You can see the discomfort on his face, Wesy, when he runs around in those run legs, but we can see again these little runners popping up behind these guys. Look at Shannon, the raid on that. He's really trying to work, make something happen. And over there on the left,
he's got Matt Poole attracted to him right on the left on the side.
Like magnets.
They're going to come down this shore break together. Look at this, side by side again.
Poole on the left, Eckstein. Oh, almost a little bit of a bump again.
Oh!
Board out of the way. Oh, yeah.
Very polite. Very polite. Yes, you, sir. You go first. I tell you what, both these boys want to win this race today. They're not giving an inch, but that was very polite.
Yeah, it's hard to do that, but Pooley did well. And we see Joshy Minogue, he's up there. That's a good effort from Josh. He needs to try and push through that shore break. But look at the raid up front. Pooley again, he lays down a little bit more than the other guys.
He does that quite effectively. He's back on his knees and then back laying down again. He just goes up and down, up and down. Mitch Miller doing really well there. He's moved and now trains with Shannon Eckstein at Northcliffe. So really benefiting from that, I think. Shannon always keeps an eye out for him, so he loves being up near the front of the pack. Look at this wave coming into place now. Is this going to be 5?
Filling up, they're trying very hard. Great job from Nathan Smith over there to get down that.
And Wes Berg at the back.
Yeah, he's popped out the back. Wow, again, these little waves making huge differences. But there we go. Cooley and Eckstein teeing up.
Shore break again.
Yeah, they are not letting each other off.
Oh, ouch.
Matty Poole, very lucky to get away with that as Miller came across. And Nathan Smith's going to get up first. He's having a good race, Smithy. Let's get down to Roz Kelly again, Roz.
Ali, it's very aggressive. We're really starting to see exactly how tough it is out there.
Yeah, for sure. Today, you know, no one can really get a break out there. Before Shannon was leading, then it was Smitty and Pooley, and you know, there's waves coming from everywhere. This shore is creating a fair bit of havoc out there. So I think just the guy that just plays it smart today and comes in at the, you know, where the barriers are and things like that is going to be the guy that wins today.
Who do you think is the man to watch?
Shannon's always up there. He never seems to really sort of drop off. Like I said the other day, I think, the Mooloolaba boys are always prepared well, and I hope they do well too.
The incident in round 3 on the beach, many of the guys are saying it's nothing compared to what happens in the water. Can you just explain what goes on when you are racing out there that we can't see?
Yeah, I guess yesterday you saw Shannon and Paulie get a bit of a, they had a bit of a tussle, but yeah, in the water out the back of the cans where no one sees it, when you're swimming or going around a can on a board or a ski, it does get very aggressive, and, sometimes there's some words said, sometimes there's not, and I guess, what happens in the water stays in the water, and it was, great to see that kind of stuff.
It's very exciting at the moment. Thanks, Ali.
Thanks, Roz. Cheers.
Ali Day not competing because of the chronic fatigue, and we wish him all the best. Second in the series last year.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to Ali coming back in the series too. There's such a crop of superstars now. They're so very good. As 4 of these guys get the one wave together. Kai Hurst over on the right did a little bit of backstroke. He's the best at this, but doesn't beat Matt Poole into the shore break. Matt Poole head down. Reese, perfect.
That was perfect. And Kai Hurst is back up there. He's actually swam himself back up to the lead, which we sort of expect, but that is an exceptional swim from Kai. He's back in this. Shannon Eckstein, there he is. It's on.
Kai Hurst, of course, a dual Olympian. He's done it on 2 occasions. An amazing athlete.
And watch him run off to the right there. And Shannon Eckstein running as well. Nathan Smith comes in. That was the first half of the swim. That's all it took. First half of the M for Kai to put himself back in a winning position.
Yeah, that's amazing. He's so good at this swim leg. And we see Smitty, he must have been a little bit unlucky with those waves on the way in, but this will be interesting to see how it all pans out. We're sort of halfway through this race now.
And over on the right-hand side of the M there, Reese, that's got more, as the tide's gone out, that's coming into play even more, isn't it? They've all spread out and gone slightly different ways, but that's really going to make a difference.
Well, we've seen a change of leader on so many occasions here. How does a race like this differ from some of the others where they've got to come back to the beach 18 times?
Yeah, well, it's just so much more challenging, It's harder to get into a rhythm. It's harder to find that comfortable place where you can just set yourself that pace. You've got to change your pace, keep thinking all the time, make sure your line's right, just so many more times. So it's a race where you really have to concentrate for the full length of it, and just make sure you do the little things right.
As these boys come back into the wave area, it's a bit of a glass half full, half empty thing. A lot of chances to make mistakes, but a lot of chances to nail it as well. And the good guys always concentrate it. They see it as an opportunity to nail it. These 2 boys get caught. There we go, that's Kai and Matt Poole. But over on the right, you've got Mitch Miller and Shannon Eckstein, training partners, have come through and turned the screws again.
Wow, well, Mitchell Miller's having a great race today. Like I said, the first few rounds, he's been pretty ordinary on Mitchell's standards, but he's leading this race. It's great, but here comes Shannon.
Yeah, Miller, Shannon now just goes in front of his mate, and Kai Hurst. What an absolute legend he is.
For me, the last 10 years of trying to juggle both Ironman racing and Olympic Games, it's been somewhat difficult. After 2012, probably a bit more depressed, I think, off the back of an Olympic Games. I definitely lost the motivation to race and train. Trying to juggle everything else, the renovations of the house, and then, a professional Ironman career had been really tough, and I think it definitely took its toll after 2013 in April, and I just shut down after that. I stopped training, I stopped doing everything. I really enjoyed myself for quite a while, and just sort of took some time out and, just had family time. I was still surfing and stuff, but I wasn't really keeping an eye on what I was eating. I put on a few kilos. I think it was 9 or 10 to be exact. Look, I've lost it, and it took a bit of time. At the moment, it's meat for breakfast, mid-morning, mid-afternoon and dinner. And that's a kilo of meat broken up into 4. I guess once I sort of went through that transition where I was like, wow, I put on a bit of beef here and really need to get back into training. I need to knuckle down and pull up my socks, and I'm doing this for my family and because I love it.
Kai Hurst, that look of determination, enough to motivate you.
And a new, fresh source of inspiration with his little girl there and the family, fantastic.
Yeah, it's great to see him back and loving his sport again, because he's just a true legend and such a nice and humble guy. So, and he's doing well this season, you know. He's been pushing for a win.
Oh, on board here with Kane Eckstein as he bashes through that little shore break we've been taught. He's had to roll under that one. So there we go. He won't be happy with that. Gets back on. The thing he's got to get back on so fast and get that first stroke in time.
You had to roll again there, Trevor.
There we go. Nah, not liking it.
Oh, you can tell.
He's got that little face going on.
I was speaking to Kane earlier today. He felt like he's been a little bit unlucky these first few races, and he said he just wants a crack at them, but it'll come. He'll get his chance, but he wasn't real happy then.
He's a bit similar to Kai Hurst in a way this season, but different. Kai's been up there the whole time, but hasn't cracked it for the win, and Kane's just been back behind that sort of top three and hasn't cracked it into there.
Meanwhile, this guy, the king of the ocean, Shannon Eckstein,
coming through the back markers here. Great shot, Wes Berg on his way out. Shannon's coming through lapping. There's a good feeling when you know that you've already done all that distance and you don't have to do it. He'll be feeling good right now. But Matt Poole, hot on his tail, wave and a half back behind there.
The scriptwriter couldn't have done it like this, could you? To write the whole Poole Eckstein story together after what happened in the last race. And here he is, Shannon Eckstein, on the ski and just over his shoulder, big Matt Poole.
I talked about earlier about who would handle the pressure today and who would deal with it the best. They're obviously both dealing with it very well, and they're both here to prove a point.
And it's on again, Reece. Eckstein Poole. Channel 9's Live World of Sports, the Nutri-Grain Ironman series. The setting is Newcastle, as Trevor and Reece have both mentioned. It's a difficult beach. Eckstein, Poole, Miller and Hurst, Minogue, Smith, Louis and Trembath.
As we just see Mitchell Miller have to hop off his ski and roll. Poole snuck out there nice and clean, and again he's chasing hard for Shannon Eckstein. We see another wave popping up in front of Mitch. Oh, he's copped it on the lap. He's done well to stay on his ski there.
He's done really well, and Kai Hurst off to his left as well has come into that, kind of timed his run perfectly because he didn't have to roll it like Mitch Miller did. And of course, Reece, when they do roll like that, they've got to grab that front strap, and the pedals are up around your face as you go into the ski. It's quite a challenging thing to do, isn't it?
It does, and that water pressure grabs a hold of your arm and sometimes wants to pull it out of its socket. So it's a hard thing when you have to roll.
Pretty impressed with Shannon Eckstein here, the way he's responded to this, but also Matt Poole is not now 1.5 waves back, he's 1 wave back. Is he making a run towards the finish to chase Shannon Eckstein?
Just that extra look of determination on the face of the out-and-out champion, Shannon Eckstein. He didn't like having sand all over him in that last race where he got up and moseyed to the line, then the appeal, and Poole was given the race, and here is Matty. He won't care too much about the histrionics, he wants to win again.
You can't make this stuff up, can you? That these two would be in front again after the last round and everything that went down, that here he is chasing him. Look at that.
Did you see the speed Poole ran down then? He was absolutely flying, and again we see him go down to on his stomach. Kai Hurst, he's making his move again. This is unbelievable.
This is like deja vu. Here we go all over again.
Kai Hurst, nice story. We saw him, how he's really rejuvenated. It is extraordinary to think that he's gone to 2 Olympics as we're on board now with Matt Poole.
Oh, can you see that? Oh, just the look in his eye where he's actually so focused on the tail of that board. That's where he wants to get to. Let's watch this shot. There he is. That's probably 5-6 board lengths by the time he turns around. That's nothing. That's one little wave picking up.
Shannon would have got a little look at him there too and realised how close he was.
The look would have been nice and steely. Look, quite competitive out there. Wonder what it's like with the handlers. Roz is down at the beach.
Kevy, Ian, should I be standing in between you two? Is the tension as bad between you handlers as it is between Matt and Shannon right now?
Nah, not at all. We're car blokes. We're good, aren't we, Kevy?
Yeah, it's all right.
Let the boys race, and what happens in the water happens in the water, and it's all love and war. And they're actually a really tight-knit community, so no, they all have a beer afterwards. It's fine.
They both made no secret about how angry they were about it and about the protest. How were they before round 4?
The protest, all that sort of thing's not really our department. We're just trying to get them to focus on round 4 and what they're doing out there today and try and take their mind off it, really. But, I think Shannon was he made his sort of feelings felt, I guess, in round 3, at the end of round 3, and he's going out there to prove a point today, I think.
What about Matt? Is he pretty fired up?
Oh, he's always fired up. He loves a challenge, and it's just good hard racing, and he'll never back down no matter what happens. So he's big enough and ugly enough. He'll look after himself.
And they're both into each other again in round 4 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having a go. I think round 3, I think of the 12 legs, Shannon got maybe one wave that was better than Paulie. So hopefully his luck will switch around and get a few on him today.
We'll see.
Okay.
All right, Roz. She's being a bit of a referee there. Good to see Ian, who's Matt's dad. Ian Poole got his shirt off, so that was good.
Oh, read between the lines in that interview there. There's still a little bit of stick between those two. And I tell you what, each camp is going to think they're right about what's happened. Shannon got the bad end of the stick and all that sort of stuff, and less waves. Reece, there's still plenty of drama on the beach there.
Yeah, you can feel it. You can see it. And we see Pooley. He's caught up to Shannon. He's right on his tail. This is unreal. And Kai Hurst is not far away. Mitchell Miller's having another great race.
This is coming down to the wire again.
It's great to see the theatre, and it's great to see all the players in this act all doing their thing, you know what I mean? And none of it's scripted. It's just a really, really good sporting story, this.
And there it goes again. So Matt Poole has come up next to Shannon Eckstein on a wave, cut across him, will be in a better spot for the run up the beach. So he'll lead this run around now, faster runner. So it's just switched again. This is absolutely unbelievable. In round 2 of this super bout. Look at this. Matt Poole jumps over his own board and gets away. Now he's the star of the show.
Old bull, young bull. The old bull is just behind Pooley.
Here he goes, cruising down. Goofy footer as well.
Great shot from on the board here too. The board nearly cleans him up just after he gets off. He could have actually pushed that towards Shannon and claimed it was an accident. So very polite there by Matt Poole. Well done.
And both of them with their game faces on. They're both so determined today.
I wonder how polite this is going to be. This is the last leg, the swim leg. Anything can happen underwater, as we know. And Shannon Eckstein, has he got the edge on Pooley in the swimming? What's the story here?
Well, Shannon Eckstein is the gun swimmer, but don't forget this fella here, Kai Hurst, is chasing in. Let's watch him run into the water as he goes. We saw this in the round last week, deja vu. Same thing, dives over and away he goes. This left side of the M is where the rip is. It's going to run out to the can really quick. This side will be over pretty quick. The next side is where the sandbank is and where it all goes down at the end of it. But Shannon Eckstein is probably slightly the better swimmer. But Matt Poole, I tell you what, he's been working pretty hard. He doesn't get left behind in the swim league anymore.
Yeah, let's have a look at this here. And Matt Poole goes around first, just over him, and he can hear his breathing, I'm sure. Shannon Eckstein, they're almost on top of each other right at the moment. What a gripping finish. We couldn't have scripted it.
They're both still holding a really good rate. They're both up on top of the water. Their kick's really good. Kai Hurst is not far away, Trevor. You can see him hunting these guys down.
And this is where you're praying for a little chop. So Matt Poole's got one in front of him. Is he going to be in the wrong spot? Shannon Eckstein's going to pick it up. It's going to break on Matt Poole's head.
Great surfing.
No, he's done really well, both of them. Who's going to hold this further?
That was great surfing from Pooley. Like, that broke. He had to pick that up broken. He would have been hurting, kicked his legs, up he goes.
Just a scrape of butter between them. It's Poole and Eckstein, and Hurst, this primo in the water when it comes to swimming, is just behind them. Last swim now. We're going to find out who wins this very, very soon.
And here comes Kai Hurst running out now, looking straight away. Let's watch him. He'll sprint. He's going to go along the beach. This is what he did in the last swim leg. Look at him. He knows this is his gamble. He's going to go leap over here. Kai Hurst.
Look how fast he's going. I haven't seen him with that intensity for so long. He was sprinting then. He can smell them.
Well, Olympic swimmer, on your heels, out he goes. I wonder if these two boys know just how close they are. Matt Poole reaches over and is right on the side of Shannon Eckstein. Look at this.
Oh, look at him here. Oh, it's exactly what we said, right on each other. What'll be happening there? Tell us. They look like they're on top of each other.
I think there's a little bit of pride in this. I don't think Shannon Eckstein wants to give an inch there. He's going, no, I'm not altering my line. And Matt Poole's going, neither am I. These two guys keep doing this, Reece. They're not going to notice Kai Hurst coming up behind.
Look at it.
Look at this. Do you think there's a little bit of feeling there?
Absolutely, but this is stopping them right now. Kai Hurst is streaming up behind them, and they're slowing each other down. They wouldn't have a clue.
They're caught up in the moment, aren't they?
This is what battling does to you. Sometimes you lose out. There's no winner in a battle.
100%. They're eyeballing one another. They're elbowing, punching, kicking. They're at it.
Oh.
But like you said, Kai Hurst is on their feet. He is on their feet. It's a battle of three now.
Oh, what about that?
I think Shannon's had a little look there.
Yeah, he's realised.
He's seen, he's broken away. They've gone their own ways. Now, Shannon last time went down to the right to the southern end of the beach with Mitch Miller, and it paid off. Kai Hurst came back this way. He must think there's something there. Let's see what happens. Kai Hurst is going to hit the lead here within 10, 15 metres.
Yeah, he just saw where Hurst was, wasn't he? He said, we're going to break away from this punch-up. I haven't won 7 titles by getting caught up in this sort of thing. So what we have here is Shannon Eckstein on the right of his screen. Hurst and...
Matt Poole is still holding him off a little bit.
Shannon's backstroking. Look how far... He's going to get this wave.
Oh, he has! Oh, Eckstein has got the wave, and Hurst and Poole have missed it.
It's going to die. He's left in the gutter. Now we've got Matt Poole and Kai Hurst. They'll pick up something on the edge here.
Here they come. So Eckstein has got the hit on these two guys.
Oh.
As Poole and Hurst. Oh, but it's Eckstein. Look at him. Look at his face as he runs to the finish line. Oh, he punches it. He says, I'm not going to get tripped over this time. He comes first. Hurst comes second. And here comes Pooley. A bit different to last time, but a bronze isn't bad.
Oh, kiss from wife Belinda. This beautiful little daughter. And here we go.
I think that meant something to Shannon Eckstein. Wowee.
Wow, what a finish. Matt Poole back in third. Hursty's done a great job. Kendrick Lewis snuck into fourth. And Mitch Miller behind Nathan Smith, the veteran.
Yeah, as we turn the page, Tannen Linden seventh, Dane Farrell there, Westberg, Minogue, Eckstein, Trembath.
Cam Cole, Hayden Allen, Matt Bevilacqua and Hayden White. And Tannen Linden had fought back from second last to get that seventh too.
So they are the results, and the beach, an interesting place today. It was so tense to start with, and Shannon Eckstein has won the day. Matt Poole shaking hands with a few of his competitors.
As we look at the series standing, Shannon Eckstein, 74 points. Kai Hurst, consistent, only 10 points back. Not a lot of places here with our point score system. Matt Poole, 60, still in the hunt for the overall title.
Minogue, Bevilacqua, the 21-year-old there in ninth. Nathan Smith, 3 years out. He really performed well today. And Trembath, Farrell, White and Cole. But it's all about Shannon Eckstein, Matt Poole, Kai Hurst. We're going to hear from the boys after this.
Welcome back to the Nutri-Grain Ironman series here on Newcastle Beach, and what a round 4 we've had. It is tension in the air. Joining me right now, Shannon Eckstein, congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thanks, Corbin. Yeah, I really had to fight hard for that one. I had to grip my teeth at the end there. I probably, haven't done that for the last couple of years. I really had to dig deep and get the end. It was great to get the victory after what happened in round 3.
You don't usually show much emotion over the last few years, or at all really, but that one, you were passionate about it.
Yeah, as I said, it's hard. It's a 50-minute race. You can't spend all your cookies at the start and really just, it's not a man-on-man with Matt Poole or anything. I had to really just position myself well and the last 10 minutes try and win the race, and I really went south in that last swim and got the wave down there.
Throughout the race, mate, you didn't have it all your way. Pooley, Kai Hurst was coming home like a steam train. The emotion of round 3, what was going through your head throughout the race? How were you feeling? Angry, or just dealing with it how you normally deal with it?
Not angry. I was just, you can't get angry in surf like that. You've got to pick your spots, pick where you want to go out, pick where you want to come in, and, nature will take its course. If you pick the right spots, we went out I think, 18 times through the surf there. If you do it every time, it's going to pay off, and I think Matt probably went too far north and I went south and got the wave at the end there, but, I saw Kai coming home in the second last swim, so I thought if he gets another wave, he's going to be right in the finish.
Exactly, and also, with that win now, it's put you in a great position overall. you're looking towards round 5, the eliminator. What's your plans for there? You know, are you just going to do what you normally do?
I've had 4 good results now, 2 firsts and 2 seconds. But funny, Kai's finished just 1 place behind me in all 4 rounds. So I haven't accumulated too much points on Kai. He's still right in the race. So this next round is going to be crucial to try and get a buffer going in the round 6 because Coolum could be massive surf, so you want a buffer.
Kai's definitely one to look out for. Shannon, congratulations, mate. Back on top again. Let's get down to the beach with Roz.
Kai, congratulations, second. That was a big fight back.
Yeah, I just the whole morning I couldn't abort a wave. I was just, every time I catch back up, I just pull away again coming in, and I don't know, I made a lot of mistakes this morning. A bit disappointed with myself, but full credit to Shannon and especially Matt. To come back from a broken leg's phenomenal. I think he's doing an extraordinary job.
Congratulations, I'll let you go cool down.
Thanks.
Matt, you and Shannon at each other's throats that entire race.
I wasn't really expecting anything less. We sort of cleared out towards the end there, and it seemed like it was just a replay of round 3, and it was a bit of a battle. I knew it was on, and we came into that last swim leg, and I think we were both trying to vent a little bit of anger. It was some pretty close and friendly swimming out there, so I loved it. That's part of racing. So good on Shannon. He came in, he was flying home like he always does, and he stole the win from right under my nose, and he's an amazing athlete, so well done to him. Congratulations.
Thanks very much, Roz. Reece, looking at these standings now with the girls, Courtney obviously up on top. Hard to beat.
Yeah, definitely, but Liz has put herself right back in the picture. I thought it'd be a 2-horse race at the start of the season, and it's starting to pan out that way. Liz was fantastic today. She had those first 2 rounds. The 3rd round got the win, another win. She's on fire. It's going to be really interesting round 5. I can't wait for it.
Mate, round 4 overall, there was a lot of tension with Pooley and Shannon. Kai was in there as well. It's really revving up to be a good race.
Mate, it has been a phenomenal round. Like, everything that sort of could have happened has happened. The Shannon, the Pool thing, it was really intense out there today. And Kai Hurst, mate, he is in the game. I've talked about it a fair bit. That look in his eye, yep. He's really wanting to do well here. So, great round, awesome racing. Can't wait for round 5.
Well, that is a wrap from here on Newcastle Beach. I'm Corbin Harris. This is Reece Jury. Thanks for watching.
Well, my friends say that I hold you too high, build a pedestal that reaches the sky, and all my attempts are in vain, but they don't know the pleasure that I find in pain.